Hello there, Internet! We recently stayed at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, so naturally today I'm going to do a quick room tour, share some of the amenities, show some of the food options on property, and do a quick pros and cons list to help you out if you are planning a trip anytime soon. Off we go! This is a pretty massive resort and it's broken down into 6 different sections, each named after a different Caribbean island. Our room is located in the Aruba area. Point of reference, there is Sebastian's right there. And right on the other side of that is where the main lobby was. So main lobby, Sebastian's, Riviera. This is the Skyliner that takes you straight to Epcot, or you can go back the way we came and that part of the Skyliner will take you to Hollywood Studios. Here we are, building 55. Here we are. All right, let's do it. Oh, nice. Oh, the light's already on. So light switch by the door. All right. Mirror. So I get to go hello right away. Yeah, I still have my sunglasses on. Sorry, they're prescription. If I take them off, I'll bumble into things. Okay, so they gave us a room. It has 2 beds. We just always book the cheapest room. Just gonna put that out there. Okay, so here's the AC right here. Trash can. No bag. I think that might have been Coronado had no bag. At this point, I'm losing track. Okay, these are kind of cool for your curtains. So sheer curtain to let light in, and then this looks like a light blocking curtain. We have a table here with a chair. Another hello mirror over here. This is a pretty cool light. I do love that they have Caribbean music playing right away. Okay, so here we are. We have a Cuisinart coffee maker. We have some Joffrey's Resort Blend here. A couple bags of tea. We have some original International Delight here. Ice bucket right there. Oh, you know what I didn't tell you? So here, this is the housekeeping schedule for you. This is a cool table. I kind of like that design. That's pretty neat. Little booklet of info for you. All right, let's get back over here. So this looks like drawers, but I see hinges over there. Aha! It's a secret door over here. Okay, so we got a mini fridge. Okay. Beverage cooler cools to 41 degrees and above. So it's probably important if you maybe have like milk or medication that needs to be kept at a cooler temperature. You might need to contact the front desk. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a bed. We're gonna figure that out in a minute. But light above the bed. We have a bed here. Let's see. We got a little welcome. I love this. This is so cute. With the little, I'm pretty sure that's a crab. That is adorable. All right, let's see over here. And also, just want to mention, no carpet in here. These are, you might hear me go squeak, squeak on the floor, but there you go. All right, drawer with a Bible in it. TV remote. And here's your, you know what, Disney right there. So right next to the bed, we have some switches right here. What does that one do? Oh, I think that's the fan. I did that and the fan up here started going. So AC and fan up here. Okay. So we have 2 outlets right here. Well, now there's another switch over here. I don't know what that did. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Phone, remote, what's up, you? Okay, there's a nightstand. So here we go. Same bed situation over here. And then there is also another outlet right here up against the wall. Got a little artwork. And here is the thermostat. You know we love to keep that cranked. Okay. Place to put your suitcase. I love that. Let's see what's in here before we pull out the old extra bed. Okay, so in this wardrobe here, we have hangers. We have an ironing board. There's the iron, and it's a steam iron down there. Extra pillow and blanket. Now this is good. There's extra, looks like extra towels there. There's also 2 extra rolls of toilet paper and some extra tissue here. This is good. They got us stocked up here, guys. All right, let's check out the bathroom. So this is one of those barn sliders. Let me know your opinions about barn sliding doors. I feel like I like the idea of them because they save space, but I feel like also I could see you. So there is the toilet right there. Okay, this is weird. The safe is across from the toilet. That's the toilet. That's the safe. Well, at least you will know where your valuables are. Little artwork here. This looks like fruit, which I guess is some market reference. Although I'm surprised that's not like, I don't know, a Little Mermaid or something. Maybe that's too literal. I don't know. Trash can on the other side of the toilet over there. Outlets right here. And then there is another big trash can here. So there's recycling and trash. 2 smaller towels. 2 more outlets here. We have a makeup mirror. Let's see, we've got, sink here. Okay, some tissue here, some toiletries here, a little body lotion, a little soap, a couple washcloths here. Okay, so the room came with, there's a hook right here, and then we have 4 towels. There's 2 towel bars, which I do like. Shower curtain. And what is behind door number 1? Okay. So there's your tub here. And looks like there are 2 more smaller towels and like a bath mat over here. That's your shower situation. Okay, so interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna sound dumb or not, but there's a lot of bars in here, which made me think that this was maybe an accessibility room. But usually I thought those had walk-ins and not tubs. Let me know down below. Do the rooms that are accessible, do those usually have tubs or walk-ins? I thought they were walk-ins. Anyway, so we have our shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. I'll have to try it again and then see if it reminds me of the copycat soap I made at home. And you know I love this, so I can hang my wet swimsuit. Yeah, that's my favorite. All right, so that is your bathroom here. Oh, it looks like this is motion activated, by the way. There's a switch that's probably for the vent, and then that looks like it's for the light. This is kind of an interesting bathroom, actually. Okay, let me know what you guys think down below. Okay, wardrobe. We're gonna come back to that in a minute. Bed, bed, mini fridge, desk, AC. Not bad. What do you guys think? There are also 2 locks on the door here. Let's figure out how to get this bed open. 2 handles. Whoop. Oh, look what we got here. Okay, it's doing all the work for you, so that's cool. I don't think I'm gonna jump on this one. Me. That's how I'm trying to be. That's how I want to live my life on here. So, not bad. This is definitely a good size for a small person. I think if I tried to lay on this, my feet would be in the fridge, but not bad, right? Who could be mad at an extra bed? Overall, the bed was pretty comfy, not too soft, and we had a good night's sleep. Okay, totally forgot to mention next to the AO mouse, you have 2 more outlets here and then 2 USBs. One weird quirk to this room, the curtains are either hung too high or too short, because if you're laying in the bed closest to the bathroom, you can pretty much look outside. My advice here, bring a mask if you want to sleep in or take a nap, and change clothes in the bathroom. Aha! This is what I missed last time. The blow dryer. Boom, there it is. Didn't need to bring one at all, and I didn't. Also forgot to show you, under this spare bed area for all my unpackers out there, you have 3 pretty decent sized drawers. Perfect. All my valuables in here. Okay, if you're still with me, I want to touch on some of the amenities here. One of the biggest amenities are the transportation options. Of course, you'll be able to utilize the free Disney bus system, and this resort in particular is pretty large and spread out, so pro tip here is to pay attention to where your room is located so that you get off at the right stop. This is really where the app will come in handy. If your location services are turned on, it will not only show you how far away you are to the closest bus stop, but also give walking directions just like on Google Maps. I forgot to record this while we were still checked in, but if you select transportation at the top, then click on the bus stop you're interested in, it should give you the next bus arrival time. And the reason many people choose to stay at this resort, the Disney Skyliner. I like to joke that this is one of my favorite rides on Walt Disney property, and it's hard to argue that this isn't faster and more convenient than many other modes of transportation. Really, this is like the best spot ever, I feel like, because this is the Riviera Skyliner, Riviera Skyliner, and our room is right in this corridor right here. 2-second walk.
Welcome aboard, Islanders. You are on the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. We're flying to Disney's Riviera Resort with continuing flights to Epcot.
There is one Skyliner stop near the resort entrance just south of the Jamaica area that will take you to either Pop Century and Art of Animation or over to Hollywood Studios. Right next to where our room was in Aruba toward the Riviera Resort, there is another Skyliner stop that will take you down toward Jamaica and onward to Hollywood Studios after that brief transfer. Or it will take you straight to Epcot and drop you off in between the France and UK pavilions.
We are now sailing over Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, home to a collection of tropical villages inspired by the colorful architecture and lifestyle of the Caribbean islands.
On to more fun stuff. Each of the different areas has their own quiet pool. These quiet pools usually have a little bit longer hours than the main pool, and they have bathrooms and towels available for you. There's a decent amount of loungers and tables here, and they have some Life Vest available. And there's a little outdoor shower over here. Here's a clip of one of the quiet pool bathrooms for you. I wasn't able to get into the main pool bathroom without people in there, so I'm not sure if there's a shower in that one, but at least this one gives you some idea. Quick note, there is also a laundry facility at every quiet pool. The big pool here is the Fuentes del Moro pool over at Old Port Royale. That's the area where the main lobby is. There is lots of seating over here, but as a warning, I was over here pretty early before they were open, and I know it can fill up pretty quickly. So if you're planning on a full day at the pool, especially during peak season, you may want to get there right when they open. Tucked off behind the water slide area is a small hot tub, which is fantastic after a long day in the parks. Okay, quick question for you guys. I actually thought this hot tub wasn't hot enough, and there were a few other Americans who agreed with me, but there were some visitors from the UK who thought it was actually way too hot. I'd love your 2 cents. If you're from another country, do you generally find that the hot tubs here are too hot? I know that's kind of random, but I'm pretty curious. They have a water slide, which unfortunately there was lightning, so I wasn't able to try it out this time. There's a super fun aquatic play area, and it's kind of fun to just sit and wait for this to dump out. Over in Caribbean Cay, that's that little island in the bay, there are gazebos and hammocks to grab some quiet in. You can just chill and watch the Skyliner go by. And a playground for the kiddos. This is also where you'll find the movie Under the Stars. I think they do swap these out a bit. They were playing Lilo and Stitch 2 when we walked by. Okay, so you can see it's movie night over here at Caribbean Beach, but I guess if you don't like the movie they're showing here at Caribbean Beach, you can just go over here to the Riviera and see if they're playing something different. Every night at Martinique Beach, there is a campfire. At the marina near Old Port Royal, you can actually do a fishing excursion in Barefoot Bay. And don't forget, there are several little beach areas that you can just relax, kick back, and enjoy the vibe. Banana Cabana is the pool bar here. They also have a few food items that I thought looked pretty good. Right next to Banana Cabana is Sebastian's Bistro, which is an all-you-care-to-enjoy dining experience, and they do have plant-based options. Here's a look at the menu for you. Centertown Market is the dining option right off the main lobby at Old Port Royal. We weren't here long enough to try everything on the menu, but I'll show you a few of the different options just to give you an idea. Side note, yep, you're seeing that right. This is also a pin trading location. Alright, so these are the tropical pancakes, breakfast potatoes, plant-based sausage, and this is the plant-based bounty platter, potatoes, Mickey waffle, plant-based eggs, plant-based sausage. These pancakes were nice, light, fluffy. The pina colada cream cheese drizzle was delicious, not too sweet, and the coconut was a nice touch. For sure recommend you try these. Personally, I actually prefer the plant-based eggs to regular quick service eggs on property, so these were pretty good, nice and fluffy. However, we were eating around 9:30ish, and the potatoes were really old, not hot, and tasted reheated. The flavor of the plant-based sausage was good, not overly salty, but there were some parts of this that were burnt, and that really took away from the overall taste. Eating a Mickey waffle as God intended. Perfect. That's the right way to do it. FYI, there is also some outdoor seating as well. Now for some lunch and dinner options. Up first is the chicken bowl. It usually comes with a crema, but we asked for that on the side. The chicken was a little on the drier side, but the jerk seasoning was nice, not too salty, not spicy at all. The beans were fine, the rice was cooked perfectly, and the slaw is really more like a damp shredded cabbage, doesn't really taste like much. This is filling and hits the spot after a long park day, not a bad portion for the price, but nothing to write home about. Up next is the mango glazed salmon. You can choose your sides, and I opted for corn and mashed potatoes. The salmon was just slightly over for me, but this was the winner of the meal for us. It had kind of a savory sweet thing going on. That mango sauce is kind of giving barbecue vibes. The mashed potatoes were a great consistency, clearly came from actual potatoes. The corn isn't sweet, but it's buttery and salty, a little bit of a tang from the red peppers. Overall, pretty solid, 2 thumbs up. Up next on the lunch and dinner menu, the arroz con pastel. The rice was that yummy kind of Spanish style rice that had black beans mixed in. That was probably the best part of this dish. The pork was unfortunately super dry, and what I'm guessing was like a chimichurri sauce on top of the pork really didn't have much flavor at all. This is a skip for me. Up next are the fish tacos, and they're supposed to come with a choice of side, but I didn't know I could pick and ended up with fries. These fries were very, very old, very cold, and very dry. The fish is very dry, like super, super dry. The flavor is good, but yeah, I don't know if I would get these again. You can see how dry. The fish is super, super dry. This is dry to the point of it almost tasting like canned tuna. This is pretty good. Light and refreshing. It's not overly sweet. Really like fruity flavored. I'm getting mostly mango out of this. This would actually be good with a little Christmas cheer pixie dust in it.
The gentlemen want the rum!
Let's try this guy. That's interesting. I think I like this one better. Is there glitter in here? I don't think you guys can see. There's glitter in here. I think this is the winner. I feel like this is a bunch of flavors I can't quite place, but it's delicious and it's really pretty. Right next to the Centertown Market is the Centertown Market Grab and Go. They have some hot pizzas, snacks, coffee, baked goods, stuff like that, and I was a little early this time, but I've been over here a few times and found some specialty seasonal items over the years, so be on the lookout for those. Over in the Trinidad area is the Spyglass Grill. This is another quick service location, and they also have a beverage refill station for those refillable mugs. Just like at the Centertown Market, you'll place your order and get a little buzzer when your food is ready. For breakfast, we got the plant-based Trinidad Sunrise Crispy Yuca Bowl. I inhaled this. The yuca were super hot and fresh, crispy, the plant-based eggs were fluffy, the beans were seasoned well, and the pico de gallo added a tiny mild kick. I'd for sure come back for this. And the plant-based breakfast wrap with potatoes. The wrap looks smaller on camera, but this was a pretty hefty wrap. Again, the eggs were cooked perfectly, and the combo of the plant-based chorizo and the spinach was yummy. A little mild spice, and the potatoes were hot and fresh. I feel like this place is the unsung hero of plant-based foods.
Ooh. This is really good too.
Okay, on to a couple lunch and dinner options. First is the Trinidad Crispy Yuca Bowl. Again, this is plant-based, lots of options over here. Super fresh crispy yuca, the plant-based chorizo had a mild spice, the beans were flavorful, and the cilantro lime crema really lifted everything up so it wasn't so heavy. This is actually a pretty dense portion, really filling. I feel like we could have just shared this. And the mojo pork tacos. These were flavorful, juicy, filled with a good amount of pork, and the fries were fresh. Overall, a good portion. This was another winner. We couldn't help ourselves and got the banana bread at work, bro. They will warm it up for you, and it's a pretty good banana bread. I think the addition of the coconut adds a nice texture, and it's not really that sweet at all, which I really liked. Okay, drink refill stations. If you are a fan of the refillable resort mug like we are, for $22.99 you can drink almost whatever you want with the exception of alcohol until your heart's content. If you watched the video I did a while back about our stay at Coronado Springs Resort, you know one of my complaints there was essentially the unofficial drink curfew. Most of those machines to refill your mug were turned off or behind closed doors by the time most people get back from the parks. In contrast, here at Caribbean Beach, not only are there refill machines galore, but they are 24/7 and there are even ample Coke Freestyle machines in different buildings spread around the resort. You'll need to head to the Centertown Market location for hot tea or coffee, but things like ice water, soda, or say vitamin water are everywhere else. The map that you get at check-in will have all of the beverage locations for you. Okay, so a few more quick things to note. First, I want to give a shout out to guest services here. They were generally great. We didn't have any major issues, but all of our interactions with cast members here were stellar. If you arrive early on your check-in day, I want to remind you that you can, as of the day I'm posting this, still visit one of the water parks for free on your check-in day. I would encourage you to take advantage of this benefit if you have the time and weather cooperates. We're not big water park people, and it was fun to try something we wouldn't normally do. Typhoon Lagoon was the park that was open for us, and there's no direct transportation, so you will have to take the bus to Disney Springs and then the bus to Typhoon Lagoon. You can always grab your swimsuit, drop your bag with Bell Services, and head to the water parks while you wait on your room to be ready. As a note, you can get towels at no charge if you are a resort guest, and lockers are about $10 for a small size. Additionally, when you arrive, Bell Services can also give you your luggage and a ride to your building, so don't stress too much about hauling all your cups and buckets. You can also always drop your bag with Bell Services on your checkout day if you've got a lot of time to kill before heading to the airport and want to continue to enjoy your time at the resort, or maybe do some shopping in Disney Springs. If you need any last minute souvenirs, the Calypso Trading Post is right off the main lobby and even has lots of cute seasonal items. There's items specific to the resort, which is the kind of thing I love, and even the new Pandora charms. They sell wine, snacks, for some reason a Kodak camera, things to make sandos. And it also comes in handy if you need any last minute self-care items like Tylenol, sunblock, allergy meds, you name it. So would I recommend you stay here? Duh, of course I would. But in case you're on the fence, here are a few quick pros and cons to help you decide if this is the right resort for you. Okay, let's start with the cons because I like to end on a high note. First, I hate to say it, but the bathroom feels a little dated. That safe thing feels like a strange design choice, and when compared to other moderate resorts or even Pop Century, which I think a lot of people wonder about upgrading from to this resort, it just doesn't feel as fresh. Next con, this resort is massive, and depending on where you're staying, you could end up walking long stretches in the heat, and there's a real lack of shade along many of the walkways. And lastly, while it's nowhere near the noise level of some of the value resorts, this wasn't as quiet as I thought it would be. The air conditioner in the room is fairly loud. I could hear doors slam, my neighbor's plumbing. I know I'm being nitpicky here, but these were things I didn't really notice too much at some of the other resorts we stayed at on property. Phew, now that that's out of the way, I can focus on the pros, and this one's a bit harder because this really is a great resort. The Skyliner is an obvious first choice. It can make a huge difference in your day, especially if you want to rope drop Epcot or Hollywood Studios, or even if you just want to take a break in the middle of the day and chill. It's a lot less work to get back to your room. So I'll piggyback off that last pro for this next one. It is really hard to beat this location. Not just because you have Skyliner access, but staying at this resort opens up your dining options. If you want to make a breakfast reservation for Topolino's Terrace, have lunch at the Pop Century food court, and then head to Epcot for dinner, you could. I mean, that sounds like a pretty chaotic day to me, but hey, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. You could do that. All this to say, the location is great and gives you the luxury and convenience of a lot of choices. And lastly, the vibe here is really something that feels unique to this property. Kind of in the same way that I love the Port Orleans resorts, Disney did a great job of making this place immersive. As soon as we checked in, I felt relaxed. I wanted to slow down, grab a tropical drink. I felt like I was really on vacation. I know a lot of people are looking for that feeling, especially if you plan to have a break from the parks and spend more time at the resort. So that's going to be all from me today. If you're still in the planning phase and are curious about other hotels on or off property, be sure to check out the other videos on this playlist. Let me know down in the comments, have you stayed here before? What is your favorite resort on property and where should we stay next? I'll see you in the next one. Go forth, be kind, be creative.